Obviously, it's another episode of, Talks with Heavenly, because you guys just saw that intro, and I can't get over that intro. Anyways, so you guys voted on last week, and please make sure to go up there and vote on the polls for the next topic of Talks with Heavenly. I'm feeling a little off today, so bear with me. I'm just right now getting used to a reasonable sleeping schedule, and etc., etc. Anyways, so you guys voted on what movie would I like to be in. Honestly, I'd probably have to but probably have to pick most likely the Titanic. As long as I survive at the end. I'm kidding. But, I mean, if I had the option to be in the movie Titanic, I would probably say Titanic. And the reason for that is because it's a very beautiful film. It's probably one of my number one favorite films. That and Queen of the Damned. Queen of the Damned is also another one of my favorite films, as well as Dark Crystal. Dark Crystal is also another one of my favorite films. But if I really, really had to pick which film I would like to be in, it would most likely be Titanic. And the reason why, and not even as a main character, and the only reason why is because the costumes are absolutely beautiful. The story behind it is very beautiful, and sad as well, very sad. But overall, the aesthetic of the film is very beautiful. So I would just like to be in the film, just to say I was in the film, because it was very beautiful. I mean, to be honest with you. And then as far as like Queen of the Damned, my only reason for wanting to be in Queen of the Damned is because I love anything to do with vampire characters. I am a complete and awe of the fantasy and wow of anything that has anything to do with like vampire fantasy, anything like that. And then Dark Crystal. Another reason why is because the film was very beautifully put together. I do believe Jen Henson was the creator of a lot of the puppets that were used in the movie Dark Crystal. The movie is very beautiful. The storyline is very beautiful, as well as just a lot of the characters and how they were put together. And a lot of the filming techniques that went into that movie was very beautiful. So most of the movies that I've typically picked or ever thought about, like, oh, I wish I could have, ever been in the background for something like that and everything, is because of the filming techniques of it, because I am in awe whenever it comes to filming and everything for anything like that. I love anything and everything to do with the filming aesthetic for movie and movie production, as well as just overall. Like, I just think that a lot of the movies that I have picked were just really, really beautifully put together. I think also too, besides if anything, which, another way to interpretate that question, which is like, which movie would you like to be in, is, for me in particular, which movie would I like to have done the makeup on, to be honest with, because there's a lot of those movies I would have loved to have done the makeup on. I'm not so sure about Dark Crystal, because there's not actually a living character in Dark Crystal. It's all puppets and puppeteer. But as far as Queen of the Damned and Titanic, I would have loved to have done the makeup on those movies. The makeup on them was done beautifully anyways, but I would have definitely loved to have worked on set for Queen of the Damned and done the makeup for Queen of the Damned. I think it would have just been the best experience on the face of the planet to take and do that movie. But yeah, I don't know. I think there's a lot of things that I could honestly say about which type of movies and stuff that I would like to be in, but I mean, to be honest with you, I think the very top one that I would obviously have to say, like I already said at the very beginning, would be Titanic. And the reason why is because of the costuming, the overall aesthetic of it is just so beautifully put together. Especially considering the person that directed the film. I can't even remember his name, but the person that directed the film was just he has an eye for the absolute beautiful whenever it comes to putting stuff on film. So I will say that, however. And I will also say that Jen Henson definitely has an eye for the puppet and exactly how it's put together and how it's supposed to move and everything like that. There's actually a YouTube channel on here. It's called Tested, and Adam Savage and everything, I do believe is his name. He was on Mythbusters. He actually went to the museum for Jen Henson and went and saw all of the puppets and everything on display for Jen Henson and everything, and for Dark Crystal, as well as the Labyrinth that David Bowie was in. So that's another one as well. David Bowie is in awe. But anyways, yeah, so that right there is pretty much my top picks. So make sure to go up there to the top polls and take a vote. I'm sorry I'm not very, I feel like I'm in a fog today and I don't know what's going on. Anyways, but I love you all. Please make sure to like, subscribe, become a part of the Angel Group or the Angel Army. If you haven't, please make sure to head over to Patreon and check that out. There's a lot of stuff going on Patreon here recently. Anyways, I love you all, and I will see you all later. Bye!